Hey there, guys. How's it going? Chris here with Oh Brother Comics, coming to you guys on New Comic Book Wednesday. Sorry, I've been out for a minute. I've been cooped up in my house for about a week and a half now. I can't shake this stomach virus that's going around, and it really has got me, you know, kind of down, honestly. But I'm feeling much better today, and I thought, what better way to actually go out, get some sun, and go pick up some comics today? So I drove out. I'm just out front of the Comic Bug. Let's go ahead and go see what they have ready for me and see what's on the shelves today, guys. Let's go check it out. Well, guys, I ended up getting all my books here. I can't wait to get home and show you guys what I was able to pick up. It's quite a stack, but I guess that's to be expected, especially when you got 2 weeks worth of comic books to pick up. Went through all the comic books on the shelf. There's so many cool books that came out this week. Spider-Punk looked amazing. I'm gonna have to definitely pick that one up next time, but I definitely did get a couple of cool books that I've been looking for. And the guys here at the Comic Bug are amazing. They know exactly what I'm looking for, and they got some really cool back issue books in here this week that I definitely had to take a look at. But let's get home and I'll show you exactly what I picked up. All right, guys, made it back home, and do I have quite a stack to go through with you guys today. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, because it's going to be a little while to get through this list. The first book that I have for my pickups was Dark Ages. This is issue number 6. I've been absolutely loving this story. I know you guys have heard me say it a number of times. This has just been so much fun, and I'm really looking forward to dive into this issue. I believe in this issue we get a little bit more information about Miles Morales, who has the Venom Carnage symbiote suit, which is really quite cool. So really excited to pick this one up and get into it. Another one of my favorite books that I'm glad it's finally off hiatus, but it came out last week. I have here Something is Killing the Children, number 21. And this is James Tynion goodness, guys. If you haven't been on any of the James Tynion train, I say it all the time, you got to get on it. It's so good. Department of Truth, Nice House on the Lake, Something is Killing the Children. Just so many good books. And he has a new Sandman book coming out, which looks amazing as well. So if you're a Sandman fan, definitely check that one out because it looks great. But some of these covers, just had to pick up some awesome looking covers here. And then one of my favorites, this is a die cut. So you can like remove her mask and she's like holding Octo, her like familiar, which is just so cool. Absolutely loving this book. Next book on the list is Bounty Hunters. We have, this is issue 21, and this is the 50th anniversary cover. We have Grief Karga from the Mandalorian TV show. I've been picking up all of these covers. These things are just awesome. And hopefully, I believe we have the Mandalorian actually getting his own book in the comics coming soon. So really excited to pick that up. So definitely going to check this one out. Next, we have Radiant Black. I absolutely love this book. This is by Kyle Higgins, and it's such a cool story. If you guys haven't had a chance to pick this up, if you're a Power Ranger fan or just kind of cosmic superhero style fan, you won't be disappointed with this. It's been such a cool story. I've been really absolutely loving it. So much so that I've been picking up multiple covers. This one is so cool. It's like a 16-bit kind of old fighting style, arcade style cover, and it's just really, really cool. So I had to pick that one up as well. Following along with Image Superheroes, we have from Ryan Parrott, Rogue Sun #2. Now, guys, I know you guys probably saw our interview with Ryan Parrott, and we got to speak to him about this book. This book is a lot of fun, guys. I am totally looking forward to seeing where he continues to take this story. I have read this issue. We were given these two first issues by Ryan, and I can't thank him enough. It was so cool to get to read these. So I am really looking forward to the third one. I am going to read this one again as well now that I actually have the physical copy in my hands. It's just so much fun. Rogue Sun, guys, go pick this one up. Next, we have Spawn issue 328. I've just been enjoying all the Spawn stuff. Todd McFarlane's been doing a fun, just crazy story with all of his Spawn universe that's going on now. It's just been such a fun read. And again, for $2.99, you really can't go wrong. So, Spawn fans out there, definitely check this out. A lot of fun. The next book here, I had to go and actually pick up. This is Hulk #5, and I also grabbed Hulk #4. So if you remember our last my last pick a video, which is a little while ago, I mistakenly picked up issue 3, second print, thinking that it was issue #4. So now I have #4. This is a second print, so still a cool like zombified Spider-Man on the front there, so I give you a little better look there. You got Zombie Thor on there, really cool. Donny Cates is just having so much fun with this Hulk run, just like he does all the books he gets to write, just like we did with Venom and Thor as well. So he's just having a blast with it, and it's just really crazy. I've never been really a huge Hulk fan, but Donny Cates has gotten me reading the Hulk, so it's really cool. This issue is one that I actually really enjoy, and this came out last week as well. I think this is the last one in the pile for last week's pickups. So, DC versus vampires. This is just such a fun read. I'm absolutely loving the whole vampire nature with Hal going around infecting the other Justice League members and basically blaming it on Batman. And I believe in this one, we get to see who the Vampire King is. So this is just a fun issue. James Tynion, again, I'm not really surprised. Like, I love his writing, so I'm really into this. And we're only halfway through this. This is a 12-issue run, so I'm like really curious to see where he's going to take it, because it feels like we've already had so much story going on. But such a cool read, guys. Definitely check this one out. Now on to this week's new books. First off is Scorched, and this is #4. Uh, Again, the Spawn universe stuff. This is one of the connecting issues, and actually, it is a connecting cover for the X-Men 1 Jim Lee homage cover. So I will be looking for the additional connecting covers for this, and really kind of maybe when I get them all, I'll have to show you guys what it all looks like. This is really cool. I've always loved the X-Men 1 Jim Lee covers, and this is just really cool that Spawn's going to be doing it. So I had to pick up Scorched. Definitely a fun book. And this book, I didn't even realize was coming out. I was lucky enough to get the last issue they had at the store, but I absolutely love The Rocketeer. This is one of my favorite films as a kid. It's just so iconic, fighting Nazis and just bad guys, and I'm all for this. Like, I want to say it's going to be a short run. I was flipping through it. It almost kind of looks like a retelling of him and how he got the pack. But I'm gonna probably read this tonight and hopefully do a review on it a little later. And I'm just stoked that we actually have the Rocketeer again. And this looks like it is the 40th anniversary. Jeez, it's been that long. I'm not even 40 yet, but man, I remember again watching this as a kid. is such a great film. So The Rocketeer, guys, awesome. Then I had to go ahead and I picked up this sweet Momoko cover. Now this is X-Men Red #1. Now I really enjoyed the previous X-Men, Gold and Blue and Red that they had a while back, and I figured I might as well go ahead and check it out. I've been kind of out of the loop with the X-Men stuff for a while. I've heard it's pretty good. I heard that they have like New Krakoa or some new planet on Mars, or I'm sorry, new city on Mars where their kind of like haven is at. So I'm gonna try and dive back into X-Men. I've always been an X-Men fan as a kid, and hopefully, the story's good, but this cover definitely sold me. Always love a good Momoko cover. This is such an amazing picture of Storm here. So really excited to dive into that. Next, we have, I believe I have two of these covers. I didn't realize I picked up two of them, but still very sweet. We have Bounty Hunters. This is the Crimson Rain tie-in. And I just love Star Wars stuff. As you can see, I've got plenty of Star Wars stuff. If it's Star Wars and Power Rangers, I'm on it. So, second cover I had to get for that. Very cool. I still do have to catch up on the Crimson Rain stuff. It's interesting to see what they're doing with Kira and bringing her in. I am really excited that they are utilizing Kira because I did enjoy the solo movie. I think it gets more hate than it should. It was actually quite good, and I'd love to see them just continue that out. So it's really cool to see them using Kira in the comics and seeing where they're going to take her. Next on the list is Williamson's Batman. Now, this is issue 12. I'm sorry, 122. I apologize. Can't read, I guess. But this has been really fun. I've been really enjoying Williamson's run with Batman. It's a different take than what Tynion was going for, which I absolutely love the Tynion stuff. But this has been really good. I'm really enjoying. I love his portrayal of Batman and even of Lex and stuff. So really excited to dive into this. This is Shadow War Part 2. Really cool cover. Always good with Batman. Now, this book, I was actually really surprised that it was in my pulls list. I didn't realize that they were continuing this story, but I guess they decided to expand on it, and we have Nottingham, issue #6. So excited to see where they're going to take this. I mean, the first 5 issues were really good. A few of them are really hard to get because I think they had quite a low print run. I know they printed a number of printings of it. So finally, I hope everyone was able to actually get into this book because it was pretty hot for a while. So really curious to see what this is going to continue within the story. And then this was a nice surprise. This seems to be coming out faster than I thought it would, but this is Radiant Red #2, and this is an offshoot of Radiant Black. One of the characters, Radiant Red, is one of the characters in Radiant Black, and it's been great. I've absolutely loved her character. Her dynamic with Radiant Black is really fun, and they have an interesting friend enemy ship that they go back and forth on. That's always really funny. But it's been really great, and I'm really glad that she has her own story. So interested to see how issue 2 turns out for this. Now, I know I had talked about that the comic shop knows me all too well, and I couldn't just leave with just this pile alone. So as I was leaving, Eddie over at the Comic Bug, and if you guys are from around LA area, Hawthorne area, where I'm from, definitely go check out the Comic Bug. They are the best comic book shop out here, and probably I would go as far as saying in all SoCal. I love this shop. They are amazing. June, the owner, great guy. He knows how to run the shop. He does such a great job. He's always there for the customers. Eddie, Gerald, Chris, all the guys. I know there's many others there that work there that I'm leaving out, but all you guys rock, guys. Definitely check out the Comic Bug. But he knows that I'm a big Star Wars fan, and he let me know that they got some back issues in. So I had to go take a look before I left, and I've got a few here and a few more here. So I've been reading the High Republic stuff since it's come out, and I just finished the third novel, which I believe was called Fallen Star. And guys, if you're Star Wars fans and you haven't gotten on the High Republic, train again, there's a lot of trains going around that you got to jump on. But if you haven't started the High Republic stuff, really check it out. It's a breath of fresh air for Star Wars, and they are taking this in a really cool direction. Now, I believe it starts. It's like 200 years before the Skywalker saga stuff, before we of what we've already seen with Luke and Anakin and all those, everything. So Yoda's still in it. At least he's around. He's on the council. He is a Jedi, but he's not a huge part of the story. You're focusing a lot around other Jedi like Avar Chris, Elzar Mann, Reef Silas. There's a whole slew of new characters that we're introduced to, and some really really cool villains, and some of being the Dengir, who are kind of like a sentient plant based creature that lives and uses the dark side of the force in a way. They don't really like utilize it, but they live and focus through the dark side of the force. It's a really interesting concept, and they definitely make it extremely difficult for the Jedi to take them on, essentially, or protect people against them. Um, and it's so cool. But they're not even the biggest threat. And my all-time favorite stuff that they've done is with the Nihil. The Nihil are this really just group of bandits, pirates in space, and they are, kind of run by Marcion Rowe, or Markion Rowe, as they now call him in the books. And they're just such a cool villain and threat to the Jedi and just all living beings in the universe of Star Wars. And the High Republic has really just been fleshing all this out. Now, I have been kind of specking on a lot of this stuff recently. I think it's a great opportunity that Disney does end up looking to, if they want to get away from the Skywalker stuff, especially with like the debacle of the new sequels. I know the Mandalorian and stuff is doing great, but this is a perfect opportunity, and the story is really good, and the books are really starting to heat up. Like, people are now really starting to, I guess, word of mouth is getting out that these are really good. So people are really looking into these, and some of these comics are really hard to find, especially for speculations. So I picked up, I got two copies. This is High Republic number 2. This is the first cameo appearance of Vanestra Rowe and the Dengrir, and the first appearance of Sarat and Tarek, who are Jedi twins. And what's cool about these is the comics story coincide along with the books. So a lot of the comics follow Avar Chris and her story, as where the books follow alongside a couple other Jedi that do interact with Avar Chris and what she's fighting, usually the Dengir, while the Nihil is kind of the threat within both of them, but mainly in the books. So it's really cool to read them all together and get the full picture and story of this. I definitely picked up a few of these. So I also picked up issue number 3. So 2 copies of that. And I do have copies of this already. I've been picking this up since it started, but Spec Me is definitely looking for a couple more of these, just in case some of these do get hot. So this is the first full appearance of the Dengir, and first cameo of Emery Centauros, which is a Jedi, and second cameo of Vanestra Rowe. Now you're going to hear that name a few times. She has Vanestra has a lot of cameos in this book. So then we have issue 4. These are actually 2. I found a variant cover, and then the normal cover. But this is the origin of the Dengir, and first cameo of Reef Silas, We have the first full appearance of Emery Centauros and the third cameo of Vanestra Rowe. A couple more spec books. I got a few more here because there's definitely a lot. And then issue number 5. I picked up 2 copies of that. All of these are really nice copies. I was really stoked to find these. So thank you, Eddie. But this is the first full appearance of Vanestra Rowe. So all those cameos, we finally get our first appearance in issue number 5. And then this is just such a cool cover. But this is the first cameo appearance. This is issue number 12 of the Leveler or Leveler. It's I believe it's called Leveler, but this is a creature that was basically released by Marchion Ro in the books to fight the Jedi, and it is really menacing. It's not like anything that we've seen before in Star Wars. It literally leaves Jedi as like husks, like just dust. You know, if you go and you end up touching what's left of their body, they just crumble into dust, and it basically blocks their connection to the Force, and it's really interesting. So this is the first cameo appearance of those creatures. So they're going to be really big, and I'm waiting for the next book because in this third book, they really do some damage. And I believe this is the first cover appearance of Lorna D, who is one of the Nihil Tempest runners. And so how it works with they have the eye that now kind of controls everything, and the Tempest runners are like the generals, and they have their army of like pirates underneath them, kind of thing. So really cool covers. Had to pick up 2 of these. And I'm definitely getting into Star Wars tonight, guys, but really been really loving this. And aside from the High Republic stuff, they did have some Dark Horse stuff that came in at the shop. So I was really stoked to pick these up, always looking for any of the Dark Horse keys. But we have Star Wars Legacy issue 0, and this is the first cover appearance of Darth Talon. And this is a promotional issue which does profile a ton of new characters that they introduced through this legacy storyline. I definitely am missing a lot of these legacy issues, so I will continue to be looking for those. But I'm really stoked to find this. She's such a cool Sith character. You know, love those Twi'lek Siths. It's just so cool. So I had to pick that one up. Also got Legacy issue number 16, and this is just such a cool Obi-Wan cover, especially with the show coming out. I just thought this is just a perfect cover. I'm sure it'll continue to become a bigger key as the show comes out because it's just such a cool cover. Everyone loves Obi-Wan. And this book is also the first appearance of Darth Strife. And I believe Dark Horse also is getting Star Wars back. I'm not sure how that's going to affect with Marvel. I mean, Marvel's obviously giving them licensing rights to publish, and they've done that with like IDW as well. So maybe they're just doing the same kind of thing. But Dark Horse is going to be doing Star Wars again alongside Marvel. This one is actually a different story. This is Star Wars Republic. But this is issue number 65. Had to pick this one up. This is probably one of my bigger spec books that I saw there, and I had to snag it. And you'll know why here in just a second, because this is the first appearance of Clone Commander Bly and Barriss Offee. So Barriss Offee is rumored to be in the Ahsoka TV show coming up, and she had a huge part within the Clone Wars show, especially what she did to Ahsoka in the show. So if we really do see her in the live action, this book is going to heat up tremendously. It's already starting to catch. I got it for an amazing price, so I had to snag it. And this is also the first appearance of Luminara Unduli. So some great names, some famous names in here, and some great potential for spec. So had to pick that one up. Beautiful copy. And this one is one of my favorites. I had to pick this up. I love this character. I've got her first appearance in a slab. Thank you, Nick. You found that for me and picked that up. I I love it. But this is Star Wars Republic issue number 52. It's the first cover appearance of Dirge and Asajj Ventress. Such a cool cover. This one does hold a bit of value, and I'm sure it'll continue to grow. She's just such a cool character. I would love to see them do a story that really just follows her path. Her being handed off by the Night Sisters into slavery, and then her becoming a Jedi, and then her master dying, and then her being found by Dooku and becoming a Sith. And her story is just so intriguing. It's so cool. So I had to pick that one up, guys. But we finally got through that whole list. That was everything that I picked up today. I know I missed last week, so it was a bigger pile than I thought I would have, but that just means I have a lot more reading to do to catch up. Guys, I'll go ahead and I'll let you go because this video's already been a bit long, but let me know what you guys have been reading. Have you been checking out the new Star Wars stuff? Did you find anything cool from the back issues this week? Please leave me a comment down below. I'd love to talk to you about them. Guys, thank you again for watching this video. I will see you guys later this week with some review videos. Have a good one, guys.